All right, thank you, Matt. Well, the trial for a rape and assault case from more than 40 years ago started today at the Boone County Courthouse.
The encounter took place in March of 1984 on Wellington Drive in Columbia. James Wilson is accused of forcible rape and assault for allegedly abducting a woman at knife point. The victim says Wilson brought her into his car, raped her, and cut her throat before leaving her at a nearby creek. Police arrested Wilson in North Carolina in 2022 after DNA evidence linked him to the case.
KOMU 8's Eric Lovelace was in the courtroom all day. He's live there now to give us a recap of the first day. Eric.
Yeah, Evie and Taylor, pretty routine trial process to start off the day. First with just narrowing it down to a 12-seat jury. Then immediately into the opening statements from the prosecuting attorney and the defense attorney, but their strategies were a little bit different. We're going to take you inside of that courtroom right now. The prosecuting attorney described to the jury in vivid detail some of the gruesome details of this case, what the jury was going to hear, and some of the testimonies they were going to hear. But the defense, however, their opening statement was only about 5 minutes, maybe even less, and basically saying for the jury to have an open mind and to make sure the state proves beyond a reasonable doubt that James Wilson is guilty.
Sat on top of her, and with that knife, he slit her throat. He cut her throat hard enough and deep enough that it severed a hole in her trachea.
I will ask you, did the state fulfill its promises, and did the state meet its burden? And I will ask you to find James Wilson not guilty.
3 total witnesses took the stand today, one being a retired and former Columbia police officer who was the first person to make contact with the victim on that night in 1984. Here's him describing.
You know, she's sitting, writing on the paper and telling me her name and some things, and then she said on the paper, she wrote on the paper that she couldn't talk because her throat had been cut. It went all the way across her throat between the carotid arteries on both sides, and it went deep into her throat.
Yeah, so one thing to know, the victim was in court today and she did testify, but the judge asked us media outlets to not take any photos, not take any video, and not air any sound from her. But she was there and she did testify, and the details were very gruesome. Now, this trial is expected to go across multiple days all week, and we're going to have reporters here every single day covering this. Make sure you tune into our broadcasts and look at our web stories on KOMU.com for the most up-to-date information. That's my time for tonight. Live in Columbia, Eric Lovelace, KOMU.